Welcome everybody to the latest Jodel webinar, and this webinar is all around Genially, which we're going to have a deep dive into and see how Genially can help learning through gamification, through escape rooms, through problem solving, critical thinking. And I'm absolutely delighted that we have the lovely and amazing Marie Allirot this evening, who's going to be spending lots of time with us going through the basics of setting up a Genially escape room, giving us some fantastic tips based on her experience of making escape rooms. I was incredibly impressed when I first saw Marie's first escape room, which was looking at, I think if I remember correctly, it was year 5 example, and it has embedded audio, it had different rooms, it was just amazing. And I was immediately, I had my interest piqued immediately, and so I'm really delighted that Marie has offered to give the presentation tonight. We also have Florina as well from Genially, so we're honored to have Florina here this evening. She's going to, should I say this afternoon even, this afternoon, we're going to be hearing Florina talking about Genially, about sort of the wider aims of the company, how Genially helps learning, how it supports teachers and students, and we're going to get started in a minute. So as I was saying before we started recording, if you have any questions, then that would be absolutely fantastic for you to put them in the chat. I have muted everyone's microphone, but we would love you to ask questions in the chat. If you do ask a question, please put the letter Q in front of your question. If you're already a Genially user, feel free to share your top tips as well. If you want to share links to Geniallys that you made already, feel free to do that in the chat. Everything is being recorded, so you'll be able to watch this back on my YouTube channel, which is available at Jodale100. So it's very easy to find. And without further ado, I would love to hand over to Florina, who's going to talk us about the company, about Genially, and then she's going to hand over to Marie, who's then going to do a deep dive into the basics of setting up an escape room and sharing all her amazing tips. So thank you so much to Marie and to Florina for agreeing to do this. We're absolutely delighted that you're here, and we have over 100 people watching live right now, so no pressure. Over to you, Florina.
Thank you, Joe. I'm so glad to be here with you today. It's such a pleasure. Well, I would like to introduce a little bit Genially for those who don't already know the tool. We are a startup from Spain, from the south of Spain, from Cordoba. And as we always say, Genially is the tool that brings content to life. You can generate amazing communication experiences, and you don't have to be a designer or programmer. The tool is totally free. You can use different plans, but the tool is totally free. So you can sign in with your Facebook account or Google account, or just your email. Well, the topic of today is one of my favorite, because if you want to motivate your students, we highly recommend you apply gamification. You can create your own Geniallys so that your students can learn through play. You can create different games or let your students create their own games to challenge the rest of the class. Even if you come from a different field, like business, or you are a designer, you can engage your audience using gamification and make awesome memories. Well, actually, we work with different programs and fields, such as education, business, or designers, and we introduce the Ambassadors program. We are so proud of our ambassadors' work and their involvement with our community around the world. Today, we have the pleasure, sorry. Okay, do you hear me? Yes. Okay, today we have the pleasure of introducing you to Mary, one of our ambassadors. We are so proud of having her in our team, and she's already an expert with Genially. I hope you will really enjoy this webinar today and learn more about gamification with us. And I'm sure you can learn a lot with Mary and Joe. So Joe, I think this is it. I don't know if you need something to say, anything else?
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Florina. That's brilliant. And so over to you, Marie, if you'd like to share your screen right now, and then we can get going. And lovely to see all the comments in the chat so far as well. I can see how excited people are. I'm excited. We're excited. I'm sure you're excited as well, Marie. So over to you. I'm going to mute my microphone and turn my webcam off, but I'll be looking at the chat the whole time and collecting any questions that may come. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll deal with all the questions at the end, if that's okay. So over to you, Marie, and thank you again.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to start by introducing myself. So my name is Marie Allirot, and I'm head of French at Bede's Prep School in Eastbourne. And I also work in the boarding house. I'm a deputy housemistress. So I live in the school and I look after our boarders. I'm a Genially Ambassador, and I'm also part of the Scape team. So the Scape website is a French website, and they are designing extension to use with Genially. I'm not going to talk a lot about Scape today, but I will show some examples. So this is how I started with Genially. So I discovered Genially during lockdown, and I watched the webinar by Carmen Quiros and Julia Morris, and I was really inspired, and I really wanted to start using Genially. So I started creating my own Genially, and this one is my first Genially, the one that Joe has seen on Twitter, and he did it, and he sent me a really nice comment about it. Then I discovered the Scape tools, so I started creating more from scratch and trying to do more interactive things with my Genially. And in August, Joe asked me to do a webinar, so I did a webinar with Natasha Witham, about using gamification. So it was mainly about escape rooms, so I talked mainly about Genially, and Natasha talked about using Google Forms. Following my webinar, I got in touch with Julia Morris, who's also a languages teacher, and she's been doing loads of work with escape rooms, and we've decided to translate the Scape tools into English because they are all in French at the moment. So we've decided to create tutorials to explain how to use the Scape tools. So I've put a link there to our tutorials. There's quite a lot of different tools you can use in your escape games or in your Genially, but the Scape team is very, very busy, and they have created a lot more new tools, and we need to do the translation. So it's not all up to date, but we're getting there. So after all of that, I became a Scape member and a Genially ambassador. So today, firstly, I wanted to show you what my pupils think of a Genially. So I've asked them to write a little comment. So I'm teaching reception up to year 8. I use my Genially mainly from year 2 up to year 8. I haven't really used it yet with reception on year 1. But in year 2, for example, I do little stories, and they tell me what to do next and things like that. So I haven't asked the younger ones to give me comments. But for example, year 5, I love the escape room, and it helped me learn all the rivers and mountain. I enjoy the escape room because it was very fun way to learn. I don't think I will forget what I learned. I usually do it at the end of a module to revise the whole module before an assessment. So these comments are from my year 6. I really like the escape games because it's fun cracking the codes and doing the different levels. I love the escape games. It covered everything we've been learning during this half term. I thought that the games were really fun as well. Now, this is from my year 7. It was very fun to do and very clever. I loved the experience, and I thought it was a very good way to learn. I love the escape rooms. They were really fun and a great way to revise what you've been learning about. They are really cool and make you feel like a real detective. And finally, from my year 8. So I really love doing the escape games because they are fun and creative. It makes a nice change, and it is easy to remember the words as well because it is tied in with the story. I thoroughly enjoyed my French lesson as my teacher, Madame Allirot, does a variety of activities. For example, she does escape rooms and gets the class really involved. I love French. So that's comments from the children. They really enjoy it, and they always ask for more. And I'm using more and more Genially in my lesson, not just for escape games. I use it for presentation as well and other games. So before showing you how to create a Genially, I wanted to talk briefly about the values of using escape games, escape rooms. So problem solving, resilience, lateral thinking, time management, and engagement. And for me, that's the most important, getting the pupils engaged and doing escape games activity gets them really engaged because they want to escape and they want to solve all the problem. So with Genially, you can create quite a lot of things, presentation, interactive images, but what we're going to look at today is gamification. So I'm going to show you, so that's the type of escape game you can do with Genially. So all the one with a little star are with the EduPro account, but all the one without a star are free. So I'm going to show you today how to use a free template, and then I will show you how to create one from scratch. So I'm going to start with the template. So obviously you need to have a Genially account. So if I go to my panel, okay, I need that on the side, sorry. So if I go to create Genially, gamification, if you go at the bottom of gamification, so there's lots of games here as well you can use and edit. If I go at the bottom of the gamification, there's breakout. So that's all the templates for escape game activity. So I'm going to use today this first one. This is a free one. So you just press go. I've got the cameras in front of my, so use this template. And then you're going to write a title. So I'm just going to write webinar. Okay, then you can have a little introduction. I'm not going to do all the introduction and all of that. I'm just going to show you your things. So then if you go to the next page, you've got, for this template, you've got 4 missions: a quiz, find correct image and follow the series, and then a reward. So to be able to have a reward, you need to complete the 4 missions. So I'm just going to edit the mission. For example, for the quiz, you could have your first question here. How do you say it is raining in French? So if I'm doing example for French, the right answer would be il pleut. And then you would have wrong answers. So for example, il neige. Il fait chaud. So you can preview your Genially with that little eye. How do you say it is raining? Il pleut. And it will take you to the next slide. So you would edit all your slides. I'm trying to get rid of the cameras on the side because they're in my way. Ah, there we go. Sorry. So you would edit all the questions. So I'm not going to do all of them just now. Then I'm going to go to the next section. So that's a quiz. The next section is called find. So for this one, you've got to find the correct answer. So for example, you could edit this into what is the French for it is sunny? And the right answer would be il y a du soleil. Then you would edit with all your wrong answers. Then you can preview. And you've got to find the right answer. So incorrect set statement. Il y a du soleil is your right answer. So you would click there, and that's your right answer. So that's the second mission. So you would obviously edit all the slides. So this one is correct image. So I think that can be quite useful for languages. So for example, you write il neige, and you want them to choose the correct picture. So if I go there, I just replace, and I can select a picture in my computer. So I have prepared my pictures. So that's the snow picture. I'm just putting it there. And I'm putting another picture here, your computer. Oops, sorry. I've put the same picture. I needed the rain one. So I'm clicking on there, replace. So if I preview this question, oops. So if I preview this question, il neige. Oh, I haven't done my picture properly. Then it would take me to the next picture. I'm not sure why this is not working, but this should work. Should be a picture there. So then the next mission was a series. So I'm not going to do this, but you could have like a missing word or something like that. So you could decide what to do for your mission. So once you finish editing everything, you can preview with the eye just there. And once you finish everything, you click on All Set. If you want people to be able to reuse your Genially, I usually make my Genially reusable so people can adapt them and change them for their own needs. So reusable, All Set, and then you can just share it. So if I click on Share, I copy that link. That's your Genially. So you can do the missions now. So you go to the quiz. So you share that link. So if you want to share that with your student, you share the link with the student and they can just do the activity. How do you say it's raining? In bleu, takes you to the next question. You click the right answer. If you click the wrong answer, you can try again and then click the right answer. So at the end of each mission, you're going to be given a number, and you need that number for the final mission where you have to enter a code. The first number is number 7, so you would ask your student to write it down. Then they would go to the next mission, which is find. So drag the light. I'm going to drag it, find the correct answer. You have to go around, find the correct answer. There it is. Second number is 0. So you would ask them to write it down. Then same with mission 3. So il neige, correct answer. Obviously you would have your pictures there. Third number is 9, so we've got 709 so far. And the final mission series. Oh, I saw there was a problem with that template because one of the link doesn't work, so I need to change it. So if I go back, so normally you wouldn't have to do that with a template, but I think there's a problem with this template because the start button doesn't work. So it needs to, if you click on that, go to page, and this is the current page. You wanted to go to the next page. So if I go back to here, I need to, so it's still the same link. I need to refresh the page because I've just done a change. Follow the series, start, and now it's working. So for example, this one, choose the correct shape, option 5, the correct answer, then option 3, and option 1. And it will give you a final number, which is number 2. So back to the index, and then the rewards, and it's asking you the password. So that was 7092. You get your congratulations message. So that's with a template. So that's quite easy to do. It's very quick to do. And I would advise, if you haven't used Genially before, just to start with a template before you start doing one from scratch. So I'm going now to show you how to do one from scratch. So that's all the things I want to show you in my example. The one I'm going to do today is set in a classroom, and it's all on one page, and you're going to have 5 missions to find a code to open a lock. So if you want to start from scratch, I'm going to go back to my Genially panel. I'm going to do create Genially, blank creation, create. So I'm going to do everything on this page, but I'm going to add quite a lot of things on there. Okay, so first, I'm sorry, I'm struggling with the cameras, they're in my way. Okay, there we go. So to insert a picture, you go to image, and you can look for pictures on there. You've got Pixabay and you've got GIFs you can look for, but I've already saved my picture in my computer. So I'm going to go to my computer. I'm going to set the background. So the background is a classroom. I usually use FreePic or Pixabay to find my pictures. I'm just going to put it in the background. Okay. There we go. I've managed to get rid of the cameras. I couldn't see what I was doing, sorry. So that's my background. Then I want to lock this picture because I don't want it to move around. So I'm going to use that little lock. And then I'm going to put some other object in my room. So I'm going to select some pictures. So no, I don't need this one. I need the books, laptop, phone. I'm going to have the books, laptop, phone. I'm going to have some posters in the classroom, a pot of pens, and that's it for now. So now I can put all my pictures okay, I can put my pictures in the classroom. So if I click on them, they're coming in the classroom. I'm just going to reduce that a bit. So I can have my books here, I can have my laptop on the teacher's desk, laptop, I can have a phone. I'm going to put some posters. So I've done the posters with my Bitmoji. I very often use my Bitmoji in my work. I just click on them, I resize them. I'm just going to put some posters on the walls. And let's do one last one. So with your pictures, you can put them on the same line if you want. So you need to use, I'm just going to select them. And if you use this one, they all go on the same line. So they're all in a line there. Okay. If I want, for example, to put them in a different order. So for example, the phone here is in front of the books. If I want the books in the front, I'm just clicking on the picture. And that's this tool there, put in the front. Now the books are in the front, so depending what you want to do. I'm just going to put them on the tables for now. Okay, so if you want to add some text, you click on text. And you can write your little text. So for example, my story is going to be Madame Allirot has forgotten a passcode for a computer. Can you find the 5-digit code? Okay, so I can make it smaller. I can put it up there. I usually use Tapestry, which is a Scape tool. It's like a typewriting, but I'm not going to show that today, but it's quite useful to have a little story. So that's my story. I'm going to lock it so it doesn't move. I'm also going to show you how to do interactive elements. So I'm going to put one of these. So interactive elements, you can put any of these. I'm going to put this one on the TV and show you how to add a little video there. So when you're going to click on that interactive element, a video will start. So I've prepared a little video. So I made this video with Texting Story, which is an app where you can write a little story. So I go back to my editor. I go to this one. I go to Window. And because it's a video, I click on this one, Insert Video, and you paste the link here. Insert. Save. So if I preview what we've got so far, you need to name it. Okay, so that's what we have so far. So we've got an interactive element, we've got some posters. So if I click on the interactive element, you've got the video there. So obviously you could have this in the target language. I've just written in English for today. So he's giving you the first number, which will be number 3. So for my second number, I'm going to show you how to be able to drag elements on your screen and to move elements and hide little clues. So for example, I could hide a little text between these posters. So I'm going to go to text and I'm going to write down the second number is 5. And I'm going to hide it behind the posters. At the moment, the text is in front of the posters. So I need to put the text behind the posters. I'm going to make it a bit smaller. The second number is number 5. And I want it to be locked so it doesn't move. I'm going to lock it. I'm going to reduce that, otherwise it's going to be in the way. Second number is 5. I'm locking it. I'm going to put my posters in the front. So I need to use this tool, poster in the front, and this poster in the front. So 1, 2. So there we are. So if I do a little preview, at the moment you've got our little video. And we've got text behind these, but you can't move these. So we need to be able to move the elements. So to do that, you need to go to Setting, Drag Element. And now if I do a preview, anything that hasn't been locked can be moved. So you can find your second number there. So if you don't want object to move, you need to lock them. So we were going to have a look at that later. So I'm now going to show you how to add a little bit of audio. So we could give them a clue about the text is somewhere, there is a little clue somewhere. So I'm going to record audio. So I do Insert, click to record an audio. You might need to move some object to find one of the clues. That's my audio player. And I want it on the phone. So it doesn't look very nice if you just got the audio player like that. So what you can do is you can make it transparent. So to make it transparent, you click on it, go to transparency, and now it's transparent. I don't want this to move or the phone to move, so I'm going to lock them. So if I lock them, now if I do preview, if I click on the phone, you might need to move some object to find one of the clues. So you've got your audio there. So we now know how to include video, audio, text, and pictures. So now I'm going to show you for my third activity how to include a learning app. So I don't know if you've used learning apps before. It's really easy to use. So it's a free website as well. You need to create an account and then you create app. So I'm just going to show you 2 of the activities. There's loads of different ones. What's very good with learning apps is you can save it as an iframe and you can include it on Genially. So if I do a matching pair, for example, I really like this one. If I carry on with my weather topic, you can either have a picture or text to speech or text. So I'm going to do text to speech because I think it's really useful in languages. So for example, if I write il fait chaud, so this is going to be in French and they have to match it with it is hot in English, the writing. I'll add another element. Il fait froid. You need to make sure you choose the correct language. Otherwise, it doesn't sound French at all. Il fait froid français. And it is cold. If I add a last one, il y a du vent. Sorry, I'm not doing the punctuation just now. I should be doing punctuation. It is windy. Okay, so then what I usually do, I make the matching pairs disappear because if you've got loads of pairs, it's easier if you make them disappear. Now that's the important bit, feedback. That provides a feedback when they finish the activity. So that's where you need to put your clue. So I'm going to write, great, you found the solution. The 3rd digit is 1. Then you click finish editing on show preview. So that's your app.
Il fait chaud.
So il fait chaud goes with it is hot.
Il y a du vent.
Il y a du vent goes with it's windy.
Il fait froid.
Il fait froid goes with it's cold. So great, and I've got my thing there, number 1. So save app. Oh, I've locked off for some reason. So when you save your app, then you've got 3 lines there. You need to choose the iframe, so the last one. So you copy that and you go back to your Genie. And I'm going to put this one, for example, on the books. So I click on the books. I click on this little hand, window, and I need to go to this code view. That's where you insert iframe. So I put my iframe, I paste it, I save, then I can have a little preview. So if I click on that, my learning app is there, and you can do it and get your code. At the moment, this is moving around, so we don't really want that to move. So we are going to lock this. I'm using the lock, and there we are. So now this is not moving, and it's taking you to your learning app. Oops. There we go. So far we've got the video, we've got the audio, we've got moving pictures, and that's it for now. Okay, so the next one I want to show you is another learning app, which is really good. And there we go, create app. So if I go to group puzzle, so I really like this one. So create new app, and you've got different categories, and you need to choose. I'm going to choose background, so the clue will be on the background image. So I'm going to, no, sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to take a picture from my computer. So I've already prepared my picture. And on my picture, this is what it says. The second number for the code is the number of pencil. So that's good. That's going to be, oh, that wasn't supposed to be the second number. I've done this wrong. 4th number for the code, for example. It doesn't matter for now. So I've got my pencil picture. I've got my, so for example, I've got my first topic would be il fait. Goes with il fait chaud. So it is hot in French. Il fait froid. Then I've got second category, il y a du soleil. Il y a du vent. Maybe I can have another category with il, just with il neige, and il pleut. Okay, so now if I'm not going to give my feedback there because I've got it on my picture. I'm going to save it. So that's how it works. So il fait froid, il fait chaud, il y a du vent, il y a du soleil, il pleut, and il neige. And then the picture gives you the code. But I've done my picture wrong, but it doesn't matter. I will show you. It will still work. Okay, so again, you save the iframe, copy the iframe, you go to your Genially, and I'm going to show you how to create, do invisible elements. So if you go to interactive element, invisible area, and then you can choose any parts of your picture to be interactive. So I'm going to choose the board, putting this on the board, and again the little hands, window, code view, that's where I put my iframe, save. So if I preview, if I click on my board, my learning app is coming up, and that's their fourth mission. And I'm going to lock this so it doesn't move. So we've got the video, audio, pictures, dragging pictures, and the learning apps. One last thing I'm going to show you is Jigsaw Planet, and again, it's a free app, and you can easily put it in your Genially. So you create your account, and then it's very easy. Just click on create. I've already prepared my file. And you're going to create a jigsaw puzzle. So for example, I want 12 pieces, create, that's my 12 pieces. And then if they put them back together, I'm not going to go through all of that just yet, but it will show you the final picture. The fifth number for the code is 4. So to save this, you click on share, embed, and you need to go at the bottom to find the iframe. So the iframe is there. I copy it, and the same as the learning apps, I'm just going to put the iframe in there. So I could do another. Could do another invisible area, and I could put it, for example, on the door. So when they click on the door, it takes them there. So window, code view, and then pasting my my iframe there, and save. So if I preview, this should take them to the jigsaw puzzle and give them the last clue. So again, I'm going to lock this because I don't want them to move things around. So you always need to check that all the things you don't want them to move are locked. Otherwise, they can move things out of the screen, and there we go. So the last thing we need to do is put a code on the computer. So once they've solved the 5 mission, they will come up with a code. I've done a mistake in my code, but let's say that the code is 35184. For example, I'm going to use a website called Loki, and it's very easy to use. It's free as well. This is the French version, but I believe there's an English one as well. So you create an account, and you can create loads of different locks. So you click on create a lock. I'm going to write a name, so for example, a webinar. And you can put one with numbers, direction, colors. I've used colors quite a bit and quite a lot of different things. So today I'm going to do numbers. There we go. And let's say my code was 3, 5, 1, 8, 4. It's not quite that because I've done a mistake somewhere, but it will be fine. And then you can link it. So once they've opened the Loki, you can either take them to a text, a picture, a sound, or a video. So for example, if I do a picture, I'm going to choose my picture and I've prepared a congratulations message. And I'm ticking. And again, this is with iframe, so very easy to use. You just copy it, and exactly the same as your learning app and your Jigsaw Planet, you're just going to put it in the window. So the little hand, window, code view, you paste your iframe, save. So now if I preview it, if I click on the computer, it gives me the Loki. So I'm entering my code, which was 3, 5, 1, 8, 4. And I've got my congratulations message. So your escape game is ready. So you click on all set. If you want people to reuse it, reusable. And all set, share, copy the link, and then you can just share the link with people. So if I go there, share the link, and that's my escape game ready, so they can start doing it. Oops, sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. So there you are, that's to create from scratch. Navigation and transition, I wanted to talk to you about that. I haven't used that in my Genially because I was doing only one page. Okay, so I'm going to show you another Genially to show you how it works. So this is a Genially I have made in the past. And it's about physical description on going to a police station and to find, to look at some suspects and look at their description. So at the moment, if I do preview, this is a microsite. So this is what you need for an escape game, because if it was just a normal presentation, you would be able to just navigate from one slide to the next without having to solve anything. So for example, this one, you've got to click on the interactive element. But if I change that, the transition is here, navigation, sorry. If I change it to standard, this is going to be like a presentation. So if I now look at it, sorry, if I look at it as preview, now I can just navigate like this, which is not good for an escape game because you don't want them to be able to go to the next page without solving the mission. So that's, I'm going to show you again, that's navigation, microsite, and then for transition, you have to click on pages, and I usually use none from the center because that makes it more immersive for escape games. So that's navigation and transition. So Scape tools, I was going to talk to you about Scape tools briefly. It's a group of teachers who have developed tools based on JavaScript, and that gives Genially more functionality and adoption for educational activities on escape games. All the extensions are in French, and Julia Morris and I have translated loads of the tools in English and created video tutorial. However, there are still a lot of extension we need to add on, so it's going to be work we're going to do in the Christmas holidays, maybe. If you want to explore the Scape extension, I put a link there to the English translation. So I've showed that to you earlier. So that's the English translation I made with Julia Morris. And here is a full list of the Scape tools. So that's the French website. and there's the full list of all the things they do. I'm just going to show you some example of things you can do with the Scape tool. It's a little bit more complex, so if you haven't used Genie before, it's better just to start with all the basics before you start looking at the tools. So I've done, for example, an advent calendar, and I've used quite a lot of the Genie tools. I just wanted to show you some example. Okay, so for example, in my number 1, I've got spot the differences, and I've used a tool called D&D, drag and drop. So you've got to find all the differences, and then you put the crosses on there, on the differences. And then once you've done it, you've got a congratulation message coming up on the screen. And then the last difference was the mouth. And then you've got your congratulation message. So that's what the Scape score allows you to do. Number 2, which would be really useful for, which is very useful for languages teachers, you can just match up. So, for example, le traîneau, les cadeaux, la boule, la neige, so just like a matching up activity. And when you validate, then you've got your congratulation message. So this one is called Xfilm from Scape. My number 4 was to decorate a tree, and it's called à l'infini. So you just click, and then you can have as many as you want. So I've used that with my little one, just asked them to give me a color, and they could decorate the tree. So you can have as many as you want. The next one, I'm going to ask you if you can give me an answer for this one. Number 5. Okay, so I've used for this one, I've used one of the Scape tool, which is the quiz. So you can write an answer. So if you know the answer, Joe, I'm not sure how I can see the people. So if you see the answer, can you tell me? So can anybody give me the answer? Sur quelle place de parking est la voiture du Père Noël? What's the number of a parking space? Has anybody got the answer?
87.
87.
Wait.
Who's given this answer?
A few people. We've got.
You're very good then. Yes, it was 87.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, so number 5, 87. Yeah. So the quiz allows you to enter an answer. So 87, and again you get your congratulation message like this. Okay. The next one I wanted to show you is called T'es là, t'es pas là by Scape again, and it just allows you to make object appear. So for example, in this one, you've got 6 mice, and then when you put your mouse around, you find them. And it's just like a little tongue twister. So that's just little activities I've done for Christmas for my classes. And I've put in there audio as well. 6 souris sont sous le sapin samedi soir. Another one that's really good from Scape is called Fais le bon choix. So with my number 8, I've used that, and you can have different pictures, and you've got to find the correct one. So as my pictures, I've put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So can somebody give me the answer for combien de Père Noël, Reine and Bonhomme de Neige, looking at the picture? So Joe, have you got the answer?
Not at the moment. Okay. We've got a couple of suggestions. Okay. We've got a range of answers. Right, we've got 1, 2, 4. We've got 1 and 3. We've got un Père Noël. We've got
Père Noël.
1 and 3 again. 1, 3, 4. A range of ideas.
Yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 4, validation. So then when you've got the right answer, your congratulations message appears.
So can I just check with the Scape activities?
Yes.
How can you then embed that into Genially? Is that through iframe again?
No, it's with what's it called again? If I go back, I'm not very technical with this. It's with JavaScript. So the Scape team designed templates, and then you use their templates if you want, and you use their little bits of coding, and you copy and paste them on the Genially.
Right, later on, not necessarily right now, could you show us an example of how to do that? Would that be okay?
Yes, I probably
Fantastic.
need to, I will have to find one of the templates, and I can
Great.
show you
We've got lots of questions, so it's fantastic. But people are loving it. This is amazing.
Okay, great. I'm not sure because I can't hear anybody saying anything, so it just looks like I'm talking to myself.
You'll love seeing the chat. There's lots and lots of enthusiasm.
I haven't been able to see any of the comments because I'm
fine.
just
No
concentrating
worries.
on my screen. So so the Adams calendar, I was going to show you 2 more tools from Scape, because one of them is called Kazakoshi, so that's number 9. It allows you just to put little choice, so and you just have to choose the correct one and then validate, and then you get your congratulations message. And a last one, that's a more recent one, is called Pick Put, and it's to coloring stuff. And this activity was made by another teacher. It wasn't made by me. It was by Mansus Bijout, who's sharing a lot on one of the groups, one of the Facebook group, Enseigner and Étudier avec Genially is very good with people sharing stuff. So for this one, you just pick the color, and then you can color in. So jaune, blanc. I've used this to do some pixel art as well. So that's one of the Scape tool. Okay. So that's it for my presentation. I'm not sure if I went too fast or.
No, it was fine. It was a little bit quick, but it's fine because we've recorded the session.
Okay.
And we've got lots of questions. So what I think would be really fantastic is if we can go through the questions, and if everyone listening, if you want to put more questions in that come up, and I think it'd be really fantastic if it's okay to go through all the questions and then just go through and see sort of step by step how to do each thing, if that's okay. So people if you'll see in the chat, people are saying that was incredible, fantastic.
Oh, great.
Quelle inspiration. You managed to cover so much. Thank you. That was incredible. So let's go through some of the questions, and we've still got plenty of time. We've still got a good half an hour if you're happy to stay on, everyone.
I can maybe show some of the Scape stuff.
So let's go through the questions. To be very clear to everyone, I know that a few people have asked the same question about the recording. So the recording will be available on my YouTube channel at JoeDale100. So JoeDale 100. JoeDale100. If you search for JoeDale100 on YouTube, then you will find the recording. Okay. So let's go through the questions. And if I misrepresent, if what you've written is not exactly how I've put the question, then feel free to clarify. Here we go. So the first one is, great question. Can you copy a page from one template and import it into another? If you can, how do you do it? I tried but failed.
Yes, you can.
Really?
So yes. Okay. So shall I share my screen again?
Please, yeah, if that's okay. That'd be fab. I'm still collecting everyone's questions, so keep them coming, everyone. That's great.
So if I want to copy a page from another Genially, okay. So let's imagine I want to add a page to this Genially. I just click Add Page, and if you need to save it in your creation, my creation. So imagine I want to add this page we've just done in the webinar. I'm just ticking there. Add, and then you've got it on there. You've got it in your Genially. So you can add any page from.
Fantastic.
That's
excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Brilliant. So I've got some more questions coming in, which is lovely. So, okay. Well, I think this has been answered, but one of the questions was, what's the difference between the paid version of Genially and the free version of Genially? So you made one comment about, with the audio, you can only record audio in the free version. Is that right? But you can upload it in the paid version. Are there any other major differences? Because I think all the examples you've shown us are using the free version. Is that right?
all the example I've shown can be done on the free version, yes. What's very good with the paid version is you can create folders. So when you start creating loads of Genie, it's really good to be able to organize them. If you don't have a paid version, you don't have folders. There's loads more templates in the paid version, but you can do, if you're doing from scratch, you can do everything from the free version.
Right, so it's just a question of knowing how it works, basically, working out how it works, and then you can then do it for free, but the paid version makes it easier. Is that right? Is that a fair?
I really like having the paid version because of the organizing the folders, because I'm doing so much, I need to have my folders organized. Otherwise, you just have loads of Genies.
Okay, that's excellent.
I'm going to share my presentation
Lovely.
In the chat.
Yeah, that's always a question that comes up. Yeah, I think it was Sandrine that asked about copying from template to template. So she's asked the question: can you copy the page from the Genially template to, not just my own creation? Does that make sense?
So can you copy from a template?
Sandrine, maybe you can clarify what you mean. But you said she's written, can you copy the page from the Genially template to?
Yes.
Just my own creation.
Yes, but you need to save the template in your creation.
Right.
So if you open, do you want me to show you? Yeah,
is that all right? Is that okay? Yeah. So we've got plenty of time, and people are loving this. I'm sure everyone watching the recording as well would really appreciate sort of going through all these different questions.
I've lost my thing. Sorry, I don't seem to be able to go back on my.
Don't worry. Can you not share your screen?
I can't find my screen anymore for some reason. Hold on, I'm just trying. What have I done?
Shall I ask you another question while you're waiting?
Can you? Sorry, I don't know what I've done. I can't go back to my.
It's okay. It's fine. It'll be staring you in the face, probably.
Yeah, probably. I can't go back to my screen now. I can't go back to my Zoom meeting for some reason.
Right. So on your screen, can you see the share screen?
I'm there.
Option?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
I was just being silly.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Sorry.
Okay. Should we do the next question? Is that all right?
So, do you want me to show first how to do the template?
Please,
sorry,
please,
I was confused.
Please. Yeah. No, that's great.
I'm not used to Zoom, so I'm a bit.
It's fine.
Lost. Okay, so you wanted to add a page from a template to one of your Genially. So if you do create Genially, your template, you will have to save it. So for example, imagine you want to use a page from, I don't know, a page. If you want to use, for example, that board game, use this template, but you want to include one page in your Genially. So I'm going to save that. It's number 1, saved. So now I've got this page saved in my Genially. So if I go to my panel, it is there. So when I create, oh, I didn't want to open that, sorry. So if I go back and create Genially, so you want to, I think the person who was asking the question wanted to include it in a presentation. So if I do a blank presentation, add, now I can add a page, and I need to go to, no, you can do Genially template. I didn't know that. I'm showing a long way around. I think you can do Genially template, and then, yeah, you can do from Genially template. So I was showing you a long way around, but you can do it. I didn't know.
Fantastic. So both work.
Yeah. So you can do Genially template. My creation. If I go to my creation, I go back here and I just add this. But if you can do it from a template, I didn't know.
That's fine. So can we just see if you click on the from template, how that works?
Yeah. So if I do add a page, Genially template, oops, something's not working. So maybe not, or maybe I'm doing template.
Well, you've shown us how to do it. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I've never used that, so I'm not sure. But
amazing. Right. Fantastic. Okay. Next question is, this came up a couple of times. Can you set a Genially task for homework? And if so, does it record all the student scores?
Okay, you can, but it doesn't record the score. So what you can do is insert a Google form at the end, so you know that they've done it. So what I do is, for example, if I set an escape game, at the end, I put a Google form and they just have to write their name. So then I get the result. So the Google form you have to insert as an iframe, and then it appears at the end. I probably have an example somewhere.
Would that be okay? Obviously not showing children's names or what have you, but
no,
I don't know that myself, actually, how you embed a Google form into a Genially. I'd love to know. I
can't show you that now because I've lost my thing again. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. I can't show you that now because I can't remember how to do it. I've done it, but I always have to watch a little tutorial before I do it because I get confused with the Google form. But it's like if you search how to find the iframe of a Google form. But I can show you one I've done if you want. So if I share my screen, share. If I go to my Genially, I'll show you one I've done, but I can't remember exactly how to do it. So if I go to my year 8, I know I've done some homework. So for example, this was a piece of homework. So they had to complete, and then at the end there, I asked them to write their name as a Google form. So that was embedded as an iframe, I think. I'm not sure now. I go to insert. No, I can't see how it was done, but I'm pretty sure it was iframe from Google form.
Fantastic. So would you recommend asking those sorts of questions in the Facebook groups that you've mentioned already? You know, how for example, do you insert a Google form in, or how did you work this out? Did you just work it out yourself?
I worked it out. I just Googled it and then I just follow the instruction. It's quite simple, but I just can't remember exactly how to do it, but it's quite simple.
Fantastic. So
I think you have to click on share or something. I'm not sure.
Right. Okay. So that I would recommend that people. That's what I normally do as well. I normally just Google it or go onto YouTube, and normally there's someone that's worked out how to do it.
Yeah, but because I haven't done it very often, I can't remember.
Fantastic.
But it's possible because I've done it.
Fantastic. Okay. Let's carry on with the question. We've got questions happening in the chat, and we've got questions that I've collected already. So let's have a look at the next one. Right, so we've got a more general question about looking at the haunted house escape room and see how it works. So I think maybe we'll see if we've got time for that, maybe at the end to go through like another example maybe. But I think let's go to the next question. So the next question is, the answer to this is yes, you can. But can you upload pictures directly from Genially? You can, can't you?
Yes, on Genially, you've got access to Pixabay and another website, Unsplash, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So you can do it straight from there.
Fantastic. Okay. Right. Sandrine has very kindly shared a Facebook group which is looking at ideas around Genially. So she's put that in the chat for everybody. So that's fantastic. And Sandrine has also shared her advent calendar that she's done in French as well. I saw a few people have shared their advent calendars, obviously, which is very timely.
Okay. I've put mine on my presentation as well. So
brilliant. Okay. Right, so we've got the question about the names of the websites where you can get pictures. I actually put some in the chat as well. So you've got ones like Pixabay.
Pixabay is very good. FreePic, you've got to credit the people, but it's really good when you're looking like for pictures like the classroom I've got on vector pictures. It's very good, but you have to credit the author of the picture. And
so when you do that, do you normally do that on the last slide? Like you
yes, I do a credit page.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. That's excellent. Right. So I think someone, well, I think the person who asked the next question actually found the answer, but I think it would be good to go over this if that's okay, which is where is the lock button for the background? So if you want to lock the background,
Yeah, I can show you again.
How do you do that? Is that okay?
Yeah. Sorry, I keep messing around with my screen.
Right.
I'm glad they didn't do it in the presentation. Right. Share. Okay. So you want to lock your background,
Yeah, if you wanted to lock your background. I loved your classroom background. That was brilliant.
So if I go back, okay, create Genially, blank creation, create. So image, and then I put my background. That's the classroom. There you go. But if you don't lock it, for example here, if you don't lock it, but you don't have any draggable element, it doesn't matter. So for example here, if I do that, it's not going to move. It's going to stay there. But if you put, remember when I showed the draggable thing, drag elements. Now if you do that, this could move around. So you've got to lock it. So to lock it, it's just that little lock there. And now it's locked.
Brilliant.
So if I go back, now you can't move it.
Fantastic. And with the add background audio, does that work in the same way as just recording an audio element?
No, you've got, I think you can only do that on the EDU accounts.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but you just click on it and then you've got to, so I've done it a lot for my, I don't know what it is now, but you just upload.
That's okay.
You just upload some music. But I think it's only on the EDU account, but
Okay.
maybe Florina knows, I'm not sure.
Brilliant. Okay. Right. This question, I'm not exactly sure. Well, so the question is, how did you get the numbers on your images? So were there images that you had when you numbered them? Can you remember?
Do you mean this one, for example?
Yes. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh,
so
I just made it on Paint.
Right.
I just made it on Paint. So I used a picture and then I used the website Text Giraffe to write some text. And I did a picture myself. Same with this one. I just did it on Paint. I just had a picture and then I added some text to have a number and then I save it as a picture.
Fantastic. Yeah, I love Text Giraffe. Is that the website you used for your name on the first slide?
Yes, I mentioned it in my first webinar as well, Text Giraffe. Yeah, it's very good.
Fantastic. So anyone looking at watching this back, if you look for text, is it textgiraffe.com? Is that right?
Let me check.
And then you can then find these images without a background and put them into your presentations to make them look fantastic. Okay.
Textgiraffe.com.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Lovely. So you mentioned, or you showed us the advent calendar that you made with the Scape add-ons. If you share that as a reusable Genially, are the Scape add-ons included?
My advent calendar, I can't really share as a reusable Genially because it is made of one main Genially, and then for each number, I've got another Genially. So I put a Genially inside the Genially.
Right.
So if I shared it as reusable, you would only have the first page. You couldn't be able to, you couldn't, or I would have to share everything, all the Genially. So there's 25 of them.
That's fine. But if you use the Scape tool plugins, and then you make your Genially reusable, does it copy across the Scape tools plugins?
Yeah,
as well?
but you need, if you go on the, if you want the Scape, if you want the Scape tools, what you need to do is go on the Scape website. Am I still sharing? Yes.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Okay, so for example, you want to use the D&D. So that's the D&D. It's also in the tutorial by Julia and myself. So if I go on D&D, then you've got a reusable one, and you've got to save that, reuse this Genially. So now you've got the template in your creation, and then you've got to add the page. So for example, that's to make a D&D. That's the old version. I'll have to look into it. I wasn't prepared for this.
No, don't worry. It's fine. We're all here to learn. It's fantastic.
So if I show you, I got lost in all my pages open.
So am I right in saying you translated the instructions into English on Scape?
Yes. So if I go to the Scape tool, so if I go to this one, that's the one we've done translation with Julia. So on this one, I can share it with you. It is on my presentation as well. The link is on my presentation. So on this one, if you wanted to do, for example, so if I go to menu, you wanted to use the Scape tool. That's the list of the Scape tool. So if, for example, you wanted to do a quiz, there's a tutorial, there's a little video how to do it. And then there is a template. So the template is in blue. So that's the template. So you need to insert that page in your Genially. So add that page, and then you've got to link these little codes with some object. It's quite hard to explain. I need to show you an example.
If that's okay, that'd be lovely. I mean, this takes Genially to the next level, doesn't it, really?
Yes, yeah, it's quite, yeah. If I look at the example I showed in my first webinar, that was my page to do, oh no, because that's the old version. So if I do create Genially, presentation, so let's, for example, blog presentation, use this template, add. So now if I want to use the Scape tool, I need to add a page, my creation. I don't know, I don't think I've saved the new version, so it's quite, right, sorry. So if
don't worry, if you just give us an idea, that'd be really helpful if that's possible.
There we go. So I'm going to save that. So that's the new version of the D&D. I hope I'm going to do it right. There might be some people of the Scape team watching me now.
You're fine. You're fine.
So I'm saving this in my creation. So that's the D&D. So that's a drag and drop. Okay. So I'm going to go to my blank creation, add page, my creation, the D&D, and they've done the same as Julia and I, they've done a page in color, so page de création. There we go. So, oh, I would have to think about it. I can't think now.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine.
If you look at the tutorial, yeah, I need to be ready with all my stuff.
Don't worry,
ready.
It's fine. Let's do some more questions if that's okay. Right. So, yeah. So in relation to tutorials, are there tutorials that Genially have made themselves, or would you recommend, for example, looking on YouTube? I can remember looking on YouTube for Genially tutorials, and there weren't that many that I could find. So would you say that the best place to go is, say, in the Facebook groups?
Yes, there's also some on the one I've shared. Well, the one from Carmen and the one from Julia are very good. And we've got them on our tutorial, on our own tutorial we've made for the Scape tool. There are some tutorials for Genially.
Fantastic. Could you remind everyone of the name of the French Facebook group?
Yes, I'll write it in.
Is that okay? I've joined that. In fact, I posted about this webinar on that group, which was lovely.
Oh, did you? Okay. Étudier et enseigner avec Genially. Or it might be the other way around. Enseigner, étudier avec Genially. I'm not sure. This is very good.
Fantastic. Very good, lovely. Brilliant. Okay, let's have a look at the next question, which is.
Yeah, for the Scape tool, it's quite. If I'm prepared, I can show you, but I need to be prepared and know exactly what I want to do.
I think what we need to do, if it's possible, is to do a second webinar with a deep dive into Scape tools. So once people have familiarized themselves with the basics, which you've done brilliantly here, and then people will be wanting to find out the more advanced techniques.
Yes,
so
and I can probably get somebody from Scape to help me as well.
That would be amazing. Yeah,
amazing. There are so many of them. I don't know how to use all the tools yet, but I'm learning.
No problem. Right. Okay. So the next, a typical question around Google Classroom. Can you put a Genially activity on Google Classroom or on a school's website? So presumably you could then put the link, or you can embed it. Is that right?
Yeah, I usually put the link on Google Classroom. So I set it as an assignment and just add the link. I use Google Classroom as well. I know somebody asked a question about OneNote, but I don't know because I don't use it. It
would work in the same way. What you would do, so with when you set an assignment in Google Classroom, basically what you're doing is you're giving each child a copy of their own the same link. Each child gets their own link, right? Whereas in a Microsoft world, they would use Microsoft Teams. They would then create the assignment, so they would then get a message in their Outlook calendar, and then they would also get the link. So each person would get the same link. But they'd all get their own assignment. So it works exactly the same way, essentially, I would say.
Okay.
So that's brilliant. That's what they would then do. Right. Right. Okay. I found some of your Geniallys and wanted, what's the plural of Genially? Must be Geniallys, or anyway. I wanted to edit and replace your Bitmoji with mine to be cheeky. Oh wait, but I could not, as it was linked and grouped. Okay. Could you show an example? Right. Okay. So I think the question is it possible to edit parts of well, presumably the only way that you could edit parts of a Genially is if you have enabled the reusing of a Genially, is that right?
Yes, I think the person's probably talking about a Genially with a Scape tool. So my Bitmoji was probably linked with one of the coding elements. So they need to unlink that, and then, or they could just put their Genially on top of mine and link things together, but they need to make sure they know how to do the Scape tools.
Right.
Because they would have to link elements together.
Yeah, that sounds like like a more advanced, I think we would do that in the next one, I think. Right.
Somebody's asking about Educandy games. I'm not sure because I don't think you can save as iframe. I had to look at it, and I don't think you could save as iframe. So,
right, is it easy to embed a YouTube clip? Because a few people have asked that question. Is that possible?
Very easy. That I showed that at the beginning with my.
Sorry, could you show us again? Yeah? Is that all right? You've showed us so many things. It's been wonderful, but I'm sure people would appreciate it if you could show us again, if that's okay.
Yes, maybe I went a bit fast.
No, don't worry. That's the great thing about recording everything. It means that we can then watch it back with the pause button.
So if I go there, so for example, I can have my interactive element. So that's my interactive element, and I want the YouTube clip to play when I click on that. So for example, where's my YouTube clip? There it is. That's the YouTube clip I had. So I'm just copying the address, and I got lost with all my windows. So I'm just going to do it there. I click on that little hand, window, and then video, paste, insert, and then it's here.
Fantastic.
So I save. So now if I preview, you click on there, and that's your YouTube video.
Amazing.
So yeah, very easy with YouTube video. Same with the sound. It's really easy. You just do insert sound. Or you could just insert it in here, insert video. If I just put it there, you can have a video here. I did it in there but you can have it straight on the slide if you prefer.
I can see that Ines has said that you can insert an Educandy game, as they do give you an iframe.
Oh yes, no, you can. Yes, I remember now. I've done it. Yes, but I didn't really like it with Educandy because you couldn't set just one game I think it just gives you different games. I can't remember, but I've done
Okay,
it.
so that's something, that's some homework for people to explore. That's great. I can see that V. Gerard has asked the question, what is the name of the tool to get the text to type as a typewriter?
Yeah, I've just put it in the chat. It's called Tapuscript, and it's from Scape tool, and it's really easy. I can show you that quickly if you want.
Yeah, if that's okay.
That's really easy to use. So I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so I'm just going to add a page, my creation. I'm going to my Scape tools. So I need to find the one called Tapuscript. So they're all in alphabetical order. The one made by Julia and myself. Tapuscript template, add. So all you need to do is write your text there. And then you can change the color if you want. You just use this, I think. There you go. Well, that's highlighting the color, but then there you go. And when you preview, your text comes up. So that's a really easy Scape tool. So some of the Scape tools are very easy to use.
And Cecilia is asking whether you could use that with a chunk of text, or would it only be for like a sentence? What would you recommend?
No, you can do longer text, yeah.
Okay, amazing. Right, I am aware of the time, but we've just got a few more questions, if that's okay. So one question, which I think is really interesting, is it possible to sequence the steps so that the students cannot open or solve, for example, clue 4 before clue 2? Is that possible?
Is this Adeline asking this question? Because she sent me this question. Might be her.
Okay.
Yes, I think it's possible. So if you want them to do one mission and not be able to open the next mission, you just need to do that, to copy and paste that slide and just have mission 1 open on the first slide. And then when they finish mission 1, they go to a different menu, a copy of a menu where mission 2 is open. It is possible.
Okay.
Or you could have locks, maybe. There's different way you can do it.
Okay.
But if people want to email me on Twitter or contact me on Twitter, I can have a look at their stuff if they want to.
So I can see that V. Gerard again is asking how, with that text effect, how would you then embed that into your Genially? Presumably, again, it would just be the iframe share from Scape. Is that right, into Genially?
For the text effect, no. You just. I'm going to show you again. So I've just added that page from that template from Genially, and I've just changed it. I've just edited the page. There's nothing else to do.
So sorry, yeah. So that text, So that text effect is actually just part of Genially. It's not a Scape tool. No,
it is a Scape tool. So I found it when I went to Add Page, My Creation. So this is all the Scape tools. This is the Genially that Julia and I made with all the Scape tool, and I took the template from there. Gotcha. So all of these are templates from Scape.
Amazing. You're so generous. It's just absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Right. I think, okay, so Jocelyn's asked the question, how do we do transitions with another slide?
Yeah, I can show you that. Oh, I keep losing my thing. Sorry, I keep pressing the wrong thing.
I think you've done all. You've been amazing. I think you've answered all the questions.
Sorry, what was the question again? You just asked me.
The question was,
transition.
How do you do transitions with another slide?
So for example, you've got this page. I add another page, blank page, add. So I've got 3 pages. At the moment, if I preview, this is as a presentation like this. But if you're doing an escape game, you don't want it like this. You don't want people to be able to move from one page to the next. So you go to navigation, microsite. Okay, so now if I preview, I can't move from this page to the next one. So I need to have a link from this page to the next one. So it could be interactive element. So I could have this there and click there, go to page, and then you click the next page. Save. So now if I do a preview, this is going to take me to the next page. But there's different ways depending what you want to do. It could be if you use a Scape tool, when you get your congratulation message, then you can click on that picture to take you to the next page.
Fantastic. And presumably in the templates, all the navigations are all inbuilt. This is just if you're making it from scratch, is that right?
Yeah, all the templates is all done for you. So you just have to edit the text.
Wow. Okay, I'm very aware of times. I think we should wrap up now. But I just think it's been well, I knew it would be phenomenal, but it has been absolutely phenomenal. It's been amazing. So thank you so much for your expertise and your generosity. It's been really, really awesome. Yeah, on behalf of everyone, I mean, you'll see in the chat that everyone's loving this. On behalf of everyone, I'd like to say a sincere thank you to you, Marie, and also to Florina as well at the start of the presentation. It's been really, really awesome, and I think over the Christmas break, people are going to be making escape rooms, I'm sure, along with having a bit of relaxation as well. But that was really awesome. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop recording, if that's okay. And then I would, if everyone wants to turn on their microphones, I'll give you permission to do that obviously in a second. And then if you want to turn on your webcams and just say thank you to Marie, but I'll stop recording now. And thank you. Yeah, that's just really, really fantastic. Okay.
Somebody mentioned the Scape tool en avant.